Daisy's with us, looking stunning as always.
Yes.
Jonathan Brown was talking on Fox's On the Couch about Sydney's recruiting staff and their priorities. He said it's going to be hard to get drafted to the Sydney Swans if you can't kick. Calling it no coincidence that they're going well because they can kick. Days. It seems pretty obvious.
It seems simple, but it's such a great point that I think we've overlooked for a little bit. We've talked a lot about how good their players are, but haven't really had a deep dive into what makes them good in that side. And he's right. If you've got a good backline that can kick, it just relieves the pressure. You find a mark when it's all helter-skelter in there and you can find a target and catch it 50 metres out, the pressure relieves. You get 7 seconds, you can make your decision. Then from there, if you can go through the corridor, well, then you turn your defence into offence. Then you connect inside forward 50. I was looking at the stats. They had plus 10 more marks inside forward 50 against the Pies, and they had 4 more against Melbourne in round 1. So that's the most important one. But
you got to get there before you can
Goulden,
get there.
Blakey, Lloyd, Warner, Florent, Rampy, and I've probably missed a couple.
They can kick.
They can kick. And you see with Brisbane at the minute, Kadeem Coleman's their best kick-off halfback, which sets up the ground. He goes and all of a sudden the scoring dries up and you're doing a lot of defending in your back half.
It seems so obvious.
It does, but
it's tackle, handball, kick.
There's a lot of bad kicks in the AFL.
Mark.
And not in terms of, if you put them out.
Oh, don't talk to me at North about guys that can't kick. Jesus Christ. Who was that bloke from Port Adelaide with the mullet?
Jasper Bitter.
Every time he went sideways,
Get him off!
I was crying in the fetal position going, kick it up the line, son! And he never did, Dave.
He never heard him.
He never heard me.
No.
He never heard me. And also I never went to the ground for 3 years because I couldn't watch him. They made me
And it
sick.
sounds silly, but there are a lot of bad kicks because the pressure's so high and you have to make either a good decision and execute or you don't have the skills to execute. You can get found out pretty quickly.
Saints Collingwood Thursday night. This will be an absolute belter, I reckon.
Goodness.
Saints will be feeling like they're a real chance here.
Yeah, and the Pies have probably got one more good game in them in terms of before people just don't have the aura or the, I guess, the respect that you have for a team that's gone out and beaten everyone.
They don't want to go none and three.
Well, that's it. The fear factor, if you will, is gone pretty quickly.
Yeah.
I'm not sure why I did that for him.
No, but it was like you were grabbing someone's boobs. It
almost
reminded me of Carey outside Crown many, many years ago.
If I've got one cricket ball in this hand and one cricket ball in that hand,
You're ready to bowl.
it's a bloody big cricket. But no, it is. It's a must-win game.
Yeah.
We're at round 2, and the Pies have to win. And the Saints, when you look at these games, and as the person in special comments or expert comments, you go through their side and you go, why are they good?
Yeah.
They are good because they are honest. They've got a lot of role players. They've probably got 4 walk-up starts to
Well
another
coached.
side. Really well coached, and they just have a crack.
Yeah.
And again, it seems simple, but that's why they're good. So they'll take it right up to the Pies. The Pies will have to be a lot better. Their back line has stunk.
Because they're not a team of superstars, the Saints.
No, I think Rowan Marshall, Jack Steele, Max King, and Sinclair, who comes in, I think they're the only 4 without, again, being... Yeah, I reckon I could probably kick 4 or 5 on Wilkie.
Nice
Yeah.
days. Even now?
Oh, make it 6.
Sorrento, or are you happy to come into the Metro to play?
No, he'll have to come down. And you need 7 schooners before the game, and a meat pie, and a dart.
And then we'll see how good
That's
this
it.
guy is.
Correct.
That's fun. So what do you like? What do you like about Collingwood bouncing back?
Well, the back line has been the issue because they're just not defending hard enough. So Craig McRae alluded to a couple of changes. I think that'll happen, and just a bit of a rocket. This is what we haven't done. This is how we fix it. It's not overly
Mouth
complicated.
guards in at training days?
No, I was
Not yet.
never a big one for that.
No.
Hammies were always tight if the mouth guards were brought out.
Yeah, fair enough.
But
Once a
no.
week in a mouth guard's enough, I
Yeah,
reckon.
just a good stern conversation of, hey, let's maybe defend a person before we go proactive positioning.
So you think that'll be what they'll be saying? Beat your man.
Beat your man first, and until you figure out sort of the game and how it's feeling, if we've got enough pressure on the footy, then maybe stand a yard or 2 off. But at the minute, arm across, in front, see the footy, see the man, box on from there.
Okay, beautifully said. Before you go,
Yes.
James Sicily.
Oh,
Cleared to play, downgraded his 1-game suspension for kicking Andy McGrath to about $2,500.
Yes.
yeah,
200.
it's...
What'd you think?
I didn't think there was a whole lot in it at the start. When Andy McGrath comes out and says, I didn't feel it,
Yeah,
there's probably less in it.
Which helped at the tribunal.
Look, you can't do anything. Let's just table that. Anything that is slightly sneaky or mischievous, a little headbutt from Harms on the weekend on
saw
mate,
that.
there's a week.
Yeah.
Redmond punches someone in the chest that goes up to their chin, there's a week. So there's been a large overreaction to these little small misdemeanors, but everyone's on notice. And again, I always look at it from the back end of the year. If you lost a week for that and that cost you a spot in the grand final,
Oh my God!
like
You'd be
for
ropeable.
a tap on the head that wouldn't.
I
knock
don't
the froth
mind a
off your
fine.
coffee.
I don't mind a fine for this.
Yeah, correct.
He swung his leg. It looked like he kicked a bloke.
Yeah,
But-
$2.5 grand.
He's not having a week off.
It
Yeah.
is weird though because they are so into the look of it, and that's why these other ones like the
And
the
again,
jumper punches,
you
they
know,
don't like the look.
Where do we draw the line between this being elite sport and the correlation to junior level? Yeah, and we don't want people pushing umpires and speaking to umpires, because that does carry on. But at some point, you've got to still understand that this is a physical game. The appeal to it from people outside of it, i.e., the Americans, is that you guys are rough, tough. You don't wear
It's a
helmets.
collision sport.
It's a collision sport rather than it's a collision sport when the ball's live.
Yeah.
But if you touch anyone outside of that, $2.5 grand or have a week off. I was always one for a big week off because I used to get match payments in the back end of my career. So a
Right.
week off meant you still got that and the
You could
fine
have
not so much.
Find yourself down at
Correct.
lawn.
You're getting paid to do nothing.
Find yourself down at lawn
Correct. How'd
before they
this
close
happen?
Movita. I'll swing down for a weekend. Good to see you, Dave.
Daisy Thomas with